Hey, welcome to another episode of Average Joes Fantasy Sports Podcast, NFL Playoff Edition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's going to be a quick one, like maybe 15 minutes max. We're just going to run through Monday Night Recap and then go into some waiver wire pickups for the people who are in the finals.
Yep.
So we'll sneak over to and get right into it. We'll do the Falcons, we'll do the Buccaneers. And we'll start with the Falcons here. Matt Ryan, 15.4 fantasy points, 212 and one score. It's kind of been where he's been at for the year, which is fine with me because, you know, that got me a win.
Got you the dub.
I remember how, if you listened yesterday, I was saying I can either go 1 for 3 or 2 for 3. 2 for 3, made it to the finals.
Can't complain about that.
I'll take it. Devontae Freeman, this is like the week of your star running backs to show up. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Aside from Jordan Howard, obviously, you had Le'Veon Bell who played well. You had Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, Devontae Freeman, Todd Gurley,
Kenny Drake.
Like the stars you would expect to draft
Gotcha.
Drafted in a reasonable amount of rounds, like 5th, 4th round. Outside of Kamara. Kamara, obviously, you wasn't one of those, but
right.
The guys that you would have wanted to use and be involved that you need all season like that, they did work. So, of the non-injured, high-caliber running backs, 1st through 4th round. So, that's cool. So, if you had Devontae and you were willing to start him, great. Sorry for everybody who's a Julio fan. Obviously, dampered by Matt Ryan, but such is life.
Play calling.
Right, that too. Now, James Winston, 299, 3 touchdowns. This is the James that people were expecting all season with making the next step to the next level.
Yeah.
But
to me, I don't know why now.
Why not now?
Why couldn't you do this all season? Because now
hurt for a couple weeks.
Yes, but before that, and also after that, when he came back, he could have been better. But he was a fumbling master.
Well, here's the thing: when he was back, he's probably trying to get back to the mental side of things.
All right.
So
I don't know.
He's been turnover prone his whole career. Don't get me wrong. In 53 games, he's had 41 turnovers or something like that.
But if we all knew he was going to pull out a game like this, that would have been perfect.
41 games, he had 53 turnovers, is what it was.
Good Lord.
So.
But he's still putting up numbers. So
but this is what you can expect. He does have a ceiling that's high.
And when that guy is involved.
Yeah. When Mike Evans, 5 for 79 and a score, 18.9 fantasy points. And then
Adam Humphries out of nowhere?
Random, but everybody else kind of fell off the map. But you see a lot of people who are getting involved who have enough fantasy points to make this list. That means he's distributing the ball to multiple players. So if you can play like that, you might be able to trust him against Carolina next week. They do have a good defense, but their defense has obviously been leaky. So
P. Diddy might take over that team.
I did see something about Sean P. Diddy Combs on my alerts, but that's interesting.
The North Carolina Panthers. And he's going to get Colin Kaepernick to be the quarterback.
No, he's not.
Okay.
He has Cam Newton there. He's not going to get Colin Kaepernick to be the quarterback. I don't know what you're talking about. That's what who said. You mean the backup, but not the starter.
You would want him to be on the team. I don't know.
Just because you want someone on the team doesn't mean you want him to start.
That's just going to be terrible.
You don't want Nick Foles behind Carson Wentz doesn't mean you want him to start.
Maybe.
So,
yeah.
Tell me anything. Tell me nothing. But that's the recap for the games now. Let's just hop into the waiver wires real fast. This is going to be a quick one. We got things to do.
I want to
workouts to get in. Yeah.
I want to say one guy right now. If he is if he's on your waiver wire, free agency pickup, I would pick up Martavius Bryant. Pittsburgh's offense has been, as you probably know, on fire. Antonio Brown is not going to be playing, so more reps for Martavius Bryant. And he did show up against the Patriots, so Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers are gonna come real hard. It sounds a little weird.
Pause.
They're gonna just go after Houston in their next game, so I would definitely pick him up, or even a this thing wants to load. There's like no connection in here right now.
Here's this. Here's my guys. Keelan Cole, 189 receiving yards and a touchdown. Someone you're going to want to look at because Marquise Lee left with an injury, so he could be someone that playing San Francisco this week could absolutely be a viable starter. Another person, if Greg Olsen is still available, go ahead and dive in for Greg Olsen. Nick Foles, if he's still available, go ahead and go in for Nick Foles. Great matchup against Oakland at home, so it's an opportunity.
Yeah, and speaking of Jacksonville, if a Blake Bortles is free, I would kind of pick him up too.
Yep, Blake Bortles is somebody.
Been, as you could tell when they were going off, he looked really good.
Yep.
So give props to Blake Bortles for stepping in and just, telling the critics to shut up. So,
I mean, you might be able to even start. I mean, Kendall Wright, who's been on the up climb here.
Yeah.
And they play Cleveland. His last 2 games, 28.7 fantasy points and 15.10 PPR scoring. He's definitely getting involved in the offense, and it's against Cleveland this week. So
that's a big one for sure.
Yep. So another person who's getting more and more involved. Charles Clay, if you're desperate at tight end, he's 5 for 68, finally looking healthy. So another man right there that you could go for. I know in a few leagues, if you're desperate at running back, C.J. Anderson could be available in some leagues. I know he's available in a couple of ours. Corey got frustrated, so understandably. So, C.J. Anderson's another person. So those are some guys. Oh, Mike Davis. You can possibly dive into him, even though that run game is absolutely atrocious, but he is the guy that owns that backfield, basically. So, and they play Dallas, who's not that great at stopping the run.
Speaking of them, because they are people too, we'll go Chris Boswell, the kicker. Houston, they're playing against Houston, so that would be a good one. Pick up some easy points here and there if you need it. Butker, just throwing out names. So they're playing against Miami.
Jaden Mickens, the other wide receiver for Jacksonville as well.
Him too, yeah, he showed up really well.
He's been showing
good for
up
him.
too.
Good for him too. He looked pretty good.
So we'll see if that keeps going. They're going to need people. I mean, their guys keep dropping. So
what about a Joe Flacco? Do you think Joe Flacco would be a good one?
Like it's Indianapolis this week? Yeah, he's startable. Very much so. He put up 26 last week. 26 fantasy points.
Let me see. Yeah, you're right.
So, I mean, he had like 280 passing yards, 288, and 2 scores. So,
yeah, and it's in Indy, so. Oh no,
it's in Baltimore.
No, it's at home. My bad. I'm sorry.
So yeah, he's a very much starter. Oh, and make sure you start Alex Collins. Oh my gosh, please! This is gonna be a bounce back game. They're gonna be wanting to use. He's gonna be out for vengeance after getting shut down by Cleveland.
Yeah, you shouldn't see that happen, but it did. But
word. So
that's all I see on here. That'd be kind of good.
And then we're gonna do a little different. We're gonna do a Friday, either Thursday or Friday. We'll give you people who you should start, who you should sit, blah blah blah, for your matchups. So stay tuned for that one. Something a little different. Just get right down to the start and sits. There won't be any more intros for these videos. We're gonna just cut them right to the gritty. Just gonna come in. You're gonna see us, and then boom. That's how it's gonna be for the last couple.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna reevaluate all the videos we did this year. Coming next, and then off season time, we'll take a little break. Try to talk about what we want to do, where we want to go, and then
draft. I think when the draft comes, that would be a fun one to kind of
worry about that. I'm talking more like more equipment and social medias and things like that. And start picking up the steam a little bit more. This was our trial year. Just kind of trying some of the small things out. Next year's gonna be a year where we're gonna try to camera quality, audio quality, video quality, all things like that. Putting more out on the podcast, like on different sites, Audio Boom and BuzzFeeds and things like that. So
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Take it to the next level. So stay tuned, keep going, listen in, watch, whatever you guys feel like doing. But we are out. Thank you for hanging out for the short podcast.
Very short. Very short. I love it though because it's short and sweet.
Beautiful. We out. Peace.